Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today we're playing The Adventures of Star Saver. Alright, let's see what we got here. Looks like a mech game. Kind of a little Metroid. What the hell just happened there? Wow, so the enemies just kind of... Okay, so we get our ship back. I mean, it's not a bad little game. I mean, you have no clue where the hell you're going at any given moment at the moment. I mean, if you were actually sitting on, sitting around having a Game Boy, this actually would not be a terrible little game. Alright, apparently the dog is invulnerable. Hey, get off my nuts, dude. Hey, Metroid, let's go. I mean, it is a playable, silly, fun little game. You have a grappling hook. Yeah, that's a... I had my ship Okay, this level, I don't even know what the hell's going on. This game just took a weird-ass turn. And, the whole level just is wackadoo now. So, we died a bunch, apparently. Or not died so much as whatever the arrow thing is that we had a bunch of, we have none of. These right there. So I guess that might be our grappling hook. I don't know if we need to go down. Oh, we got hit by the notes there. I know kind of what... Oh, come on! What game this kind of feels like, and I'm trying to place it. It has a little bit of like a Kid Icarus feel to it. It's like Metroid-esque, but not really, with like Mario and Kid Icarus kind of vibes in it. It's like all over the place. It's a bunch of games that we've all played a few times. Like it has a feel of a lot of different games kind of rolled into one. Like half this game doesn't really make sense. Like it's just so all over the place, but it's still kind of fun. We screwed that up. We were getting too close to him. That was my bad. Oh, good. We get to start way over here. All right. Good to know. Like a lot of the stuff they do, you can't really actually even do half of these jumps. It like a couple times it felt like I had a turbo booster, but like I try to do it and like it doesn't do the boost any after all. It's just kind of weird and a little obnoxious, and why all of a sudden I'm sailing up in the air on that one. Oh, come on! What the hell, dude? This kind of boss is a little annoying. He's only vulnerable like right before he just jumps, and like the whole thing is. And now our piddly little gun sucks. And he still hits us? Like, we weren't anywhere near him and he still hit us. Yeah, this isn't one of those obnoxious bosses that you get what to do, but even doing it is just like, is so... We can't go back right now. Okay, the screen is a forward only. Okay, so like I said, we know how to beat the boss. So now we only get the one chance to hit him. He's invulnerable. I mean, this is just like a boring fight. There's not even any real strategy to it. He has a cheesy, like, little bouncy thing going on. Can you imagine beating the boss and then like accidentally falling down there? Which I can definitely see happening because the jumping is not great. Oh. Boy, they just make sure that everything that happens on here, like... Why am I using that? Oh, we missed all kinds of stuff. And they dropped us right on top of it. Like, okay, shit like that really is obnoxious. They literally dropped us on an enemy. So we get hit just jumping. That's good. I mean, the game is playable. There's really nothing overly wrong with it, except it is definitely one of the cheesy games where it's just there to really make you memorize everything, for one. A lot of stuff is can be a little difficult to avoid. And there's a lot of cheese in the game. But all in all, it's still a fun little game that, like, if you were playing it at the time on Game Boy, I could definitely see this being a very fun, time-consuming game. Ah, the damn dog, dude. The grappling hook is not consistent. And you find yourself, when you want to use it, you actually wind up, so you literally can't make the jump. Stuff like that where, like, no matter what you do, you pretty much can't even make the jump. And there's things in there just are there to just honestly be difficult. And to actually have you taking damage. The bosses are... Oh, come on. Okay, so now they did more cheese. Gotcha. Of course. Like, it's one of the epitomes of... See, that kind of shit. They start you off like... There's a lot of things that are just going to be so frustrating in this game. Like, honestly, I don't even want to try to fight the boss as this little dude. We're just going to die. Or, we can't even die at this point. Do we not even have, like, a health thing? We only die on, like, bosses or something? Because nothing is dictating our health. So maybe either... Oh, okay, we got a ship. Cool. But, it's a shitty ship with not very good weaponry. And of course, we didn't even hit the thing. This is going to be just a long, overdrawn battle. See, like I said, when you don't want the arrow to go off, it goes off when you want it. There's a lot of things that are just a little poorly done. I like the idea of like the grappling hook and stuff like that, but the way they have you shooting it is very not really conducive to actually good gameplay. As you see, we're trying to jump up and to shoot the boss, but instead of doing that, we're shooting the grappler instead. And I get that, unfortunately, we are very limited in what the game can do with 2 buttons and whatnot. And because that is like a safety kind of thing and stuff that we need. But like, I don't know, like, I can't really see a better way of doing it, but unfortunately it really hinders and gets in the way of the rest of the gameplay when you're trying to do certain things. The boss designs are really basic, pretty boring, with just a lot of, with the kind of, especially the spider thing. Like, I get the claw, like, it's fine, but like, we only can hit like this one very small hitbox that we can't shoot normally on the thing, and then trying to jump over, like, we're only going to be able to do 1 or 2 hits on that spider with a normal gun per time coming down. So it's just going to be this very long, drawn-out, really boring battle for no other reason than a really shitty hitbox, boring enemy design, and everything. All in all, the level design is fun. The first level, you don't know where the hell you're going. It becomes a little more linear, at least in the second one. Or the third one, I'm sorry. The second one was pretty linear all the way through. Third one again. So we didn't have that like traversing down into the unknown like we did in the first one, which I kind of wanted to see more of. All in all, like, the gameplay is there. It's, again, we're keeping in mind that we are playing a Game Boy game, so everything we have to take into account gameplay based on what limited software and hardware that they had available to them in the Game Boy. So with that being said, the game is fun and playable. Decent enemy design, although some spots a little obnoxious with the way the enemy just spawns, does this triple thing, and then shoots out more stuff. Like, there's a couple things that find, it's not really a big deal. You got to learn where they are. But in some of the placements, like we saw where we revived right on top of one of them, to where we're just kind of screwed. The same thing when we went through the tunnel and we spawned right on top of a dude. Again, like, there's a certain spots that are just there that you're just screwed on no matter what you do if you're in that spot. And there's a couple other instances a little bit here and there. Most of the game is, you learn what does what enemies do what environment does what, and then you go through it with a little more caution. All in all, the game is fun, the game is playable. I really find the boss battles really underwhelming and pretty boring. The third one was a little cheesy with how everything was. I'm just really disappointed in the hitbox that they have on it. That, like, it seemed like the first time we were hitting it, the second time with the thing we weren't getting anywhere on it. So it has like this very minute that you have to jump and hit. And the way that everything works, you're only going to be able, like I said, hit the enemy once or twice every time it comes down. And then with the trying to jump over the claw once or twice and all this, like, you're barely going to get any hits in. So this battle that is just not really very hard, anything, is just going to take so long. And it's going to be so boring that you're just going to, over time, start losing the enjoyment of it and not even care about the boss. And just, like, trying to get it over, but you can't. And, like, there's a few spots in the game that are like that. All in all, it's a fun little game. Definitely, if you owned it with the Game Boy back in the day, I could definitely see this being a very fun, playable game that you would spend a good deal of time on, especially how, like, with the unnecessary difficulty level, so to speak, that we see in a lot of these games, even with that going on, like, all in all, it's a fun, silly little game that is definitely playable, even still worth going back to now and having a little fun with it. I definitely see it being a playable and enjoyable experience for the most part. You're going to have to deal with a couple of the really annoyances, little things here and there, but as a whole, I mean, it is a old Game Boy game, so you expect certain things. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Go out and give it a try, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one.